Okay, favorability of Yang. Let's make this a little bigger. Hold on, stand by. See if you guys can see that. And I'm gonna make myself even smaller. Does that help? Not really. Almost the same. Okay, I'll keep my face in here. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, so let's see. Favorability for Andrew Yang. 20% somewhat favorable. 43% still don't know. Let me highlight it. 43% still don't know who the hell Andrew is. This is like the third debate. This is why we're going to need a lot of debate appearances. Now, if you look at male versus female, wow, half of females don't know him, but only a third of males don't know him. So we have, what's great is I see a lot of female avatars in this chat room. So thank you to all the women who are in this stream. You guys, unfortunately, are in the minority because half of all polled Americans, women, do not know who this guy is. And then in terms of the breakdown between favorable and unfavorable, the biggest group outside of don't know is somewhat favorable, which is okay. Yeah, that's good. And in terms of very unfavorable, not a huge difference between male and female. So the first takeaway is 40% of the country's never heard of the guy, and half of women have never heard of him. So we have an awareness problem. And then when you look across age, actually it's quite even. Wow. Look at this. I thought the 65 and older group would be the highest for don't know. But actually, the most unaware are 30 to 44. So the older folks are starting to hear about Yang. Now, in terms of the older folks' opinion of him, 1 out of 4 are very unfavorable. In fact, yeah, the older folks are the most unfavorable to Yang. And then in terms of very favorable, the 18 to 29 set is very favorable, has the most very favorable, has 13% very favorable, whereas only 7% of the older set is very favorable. So the takeaway number 2 is that older people do know about Yang, but they don't like some. And I think their argument is, well, you know, in our day, we worked hard for our money and nobody gave us anything. But I think somehow we need to get them to watch like a long form Yang interview, because I bet you any money this older set did not like the giveaway at the beginning. All right, so we talked about how the old people are not favorable. What about race? So if you look at race, it goes from favorable to don't know. So 43% of white people, hold on, let me make this bigger. 43% of white people don't know. 50% of black people don't know. Wow, look at this. Only 38% of Hispanics don't know. Hispanics have more awareness of Yang than white people and black people. Now, what about the favorability? Of the people that do know, the black category has the highest very favorable, 15%. And then which race has the highest unfavorable? The white. I think that one is 19%. The whites have unfavorable. So what's the takeaway here? I would say that we're doing a great job on Hispanic awareness. I'm not sure why, because I don't think Yang does a lot of Spanish speaking in the debates, but maybe they were watching like Univision and stuff like that. So great job on Hispanic awareness. Higher awareness, only 38% unaware, which is, I think, the best we've seen in than our overall unaware. Oh no, hold on. Just lost it. Dude, freaking, where did that go? Electability, where was the like favorability? Yang favorable. Favorability, page 85. Goodness. This is painful. Sorry, guys. I'll get you. I'll get you there. Bear with me. 83, 84, 85. William Weld. Joe Walsh. You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Okay. So like we were saying, the Hispanics have the least don't know percentage, only 38 over here. And overall don't know is 43. So the Hispanic group disproportionately knows about Yang. However, the overall very favorable is 9, but the black very favorable is 15. So the black very favorable is disproportionately up. And then the whites are kind of similar to the overall average. So that's kind of cool. So if you combine them, and I can't do that. They won't give me that level of precision with the data that they shared, but I would guess that maybe the most favorable would be a black person 18 to 29 would be maybe part of our hardcore support. And the least favorable, I would imagine, would be an 65 and older white person. Yeah, so that's that. What about party ID? So you've got Democrats, 40% have never heard of him. 38% of Republicans have never heard of him, which is kind of interesting. Oh, you know what? Someone made a good point here. Oh, I want to catch that. Yeah, so Emmanuel makes a good point saying that because Yang kind of says, hey, don't blame the immigrants, they're not the ones that are hurting the economy, that might resonate with the Hispanic voters because they're like, yeah, man, stop blaming it on us kind of thing. I feel you. Party ID. So is this not weird that it says here that 40% of Democrats don't know who Andrew Yang is and only 38% of Republicans don't know? How can Republicans be more aware of Andrew Yang than Democrats? And then independents are clueless. They don't know shit about him. 48% have never heard of him. You guys think what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that Fox has given Andrew Yang more time than MSNBC, which is a favorite of the, kind of very highly represented with Democratic viewers. And so that's why so many Democratic viewers don't have any opinion of the guy. And then in terms of very favorable, you got 7% very favorable independents, 6% very favorable Republicans. Let's look. Oh, you guys think it's because of Tucker. Yeah, Tucker's a peep. Let's look at the favorable for the other candidates. Let's just take a look at Warren, since I feel like she's our real competition. What percent of Republicans have a very favorable opinion of Warren? You guys want to take a guess before I go look at this? Okay, let's do this. That. Oh no. Running low on battery. Favorability, Warren, page 77. Okay, so you guys remember Yang had 6%, 7% for independents, and 6% for Republicans that were very favorable towards Yang. Let's see, what do you guys think is the favorability? Oh, you guys are thinking it's low, like 1%. Oh, Shauna Owens, you think it's 30% of Republicans. Did you mean to say 3%? I'm guessing you meant to say 3. Stephen Day thinks it's 5% of Republicans are very favorable. Vang and Joe Watkins are not bullish on Republicans liking Warren. Yeah, Shauna was like, yeah, no, I meant 3. we're gonna give you the benefit of that on that one. Here we go. Let's see. Vixel thinks it's 9. Hope you guys aren't looking this up, but you would be fully nerding out if you happen to have the YouGov raw data open on your computer. So very favorable. What? 6%? Oh shit! And 14% of independents. Wow. You know, guys, that kind of blows up our argument that Yang is the guy that can reach the Trump voters. Why in the hell? And she's got the independents, 14% very favorable. Oh, you know what? But she also has very high awareness. So she only has 15% who are unaware, whereas I think it was 38% of Republicans who are unaware of Yang. So if some of those 38% of unaware Yang Republicans move into the very favorable, we would beat her. But yeah, that would be my explanation. My explanation is not that Warren is more popular with Republicans. My explanation is that not enough people know about Yang, and therefore they can't be very favorable if they're in the don't know category. All right. What else? Family income. So the most favorable for Yang are people making 100K and over. And that's really interesting because the criticism of Yang is that he's trying to give money away to poor people, but actually people who are of means making 100,000 or more happen to be more likely to be supportive of him than people who make less money, which is always interesting. That's like one of those things where people who had health insurance were often more likely to support the Affordable Care Act than people who didn't have health insurance. Anyway, in terms of regional strength, he's strongest in the West and weakest in the Midwest, I guess, which is not good for Iowa. And then, but generally, like, he's sort of, you know, Yang's a kind of a national candidate. You're saying I'm on Warren? No. I'm on Yang. Hold on. I will show you. Yang. I'm on Yang. But thank you for checking, Vixel. I appreciate that. It would have been easy to mix it up. Now I will go to Warren. Switching tabs, going to Warren. Let's see. She has her most support also from wealthy people, 100K. And regionally, she has a nice even spread as well. So, yeah. I'm quite impressed that Warren has 14% independents that are very favorable towards her. I would have thought independents being centrist would be a little scared off by her massive, attack on all industry, because old Yangster only has 7% favorable from independents, very favorable, but she has much more awareness. See, she only has 30% who's never heard of her, whereas Yang has 48% of independents who have no opinion of Yang at all. They don't know shit about him. Which is another reminder why we got to give some money, bros. All right? We got to give some money to this man because freaking independents have never heard of him. And in fairness, I guess the board is saying, whatever, we don't care about it. It's the crowds that matter. I feel you. I feel you.